Hello, everybody. Allie Juzette here, and today is day one of our Taking Out the Trash challenge. It's 30 days where we're going to be working together to clear out the backlog of our subconscious mind using the power of morning pages, which is where you take a spiral notebook or regular paper and you just free write anything, 3 pages worth every single day for 30 days. If you would like to participate in the paid version that comes with some sessions from me, the link for that will be below. But otherwise, this is a free challenge. Anyone is entitled to go and do this. Oh, hello, daughter. This is my daughter. She just came in from swimming. And so welcome, welcome. Okay, today I wanted to talk about something very important, which is the star chart, the transit that's happening right now. Because we've probably all felt it to one degree or another. This is today's transit chart. And this actually has been going on for about a week and a half, and it's going to continue for another week, that the sun has been transiting opposite Pluto. Okay, this is Pluto down here. He's rising from the dead. That's what that action is at 00 degrees of Aquarius. And Pluto actually has a very narrow orb, which is what is called, that's what it's called when, like, the circle around which a planet impacts other planets. Okay, so Pluto is such a slow moving planet. It takes 244 years to go all the way around. That's really slow. So when we are looking at Pluto and its effect on the planets around it or directly opposite from it or making these other angles with it, it looks like my software calculates an orb of 4 degrees. That's what it's looking like, because it's saying that this is a trine between Pluto and Mars, even though Mars is at 4 degrees of Gemini and Uranus here is at 26 degrees of Taurus. And this is at 00 degrees. Those are a little bit of loose orbs for Pluto, but the sun has an orb of 10 degrees on either side. Okay, so the sun just has such a big orb. It's kind of like the key thing for all of the living beings on Earth, right? And so even though Pluto itself has a small orb, the sun's orb is so big that as the sun has been making its way through this area, this little guy is the sun right here, we all have been feeling it, okay? So let's go ahead and just take a little quicko look. Oh man, I didn't save it. Let's find the chart, open chart. Oh, I hope I saved it. I wanted to look at the situation of July 13th, and I don't think I did save it. Oh no, I did. Here it is. Select. Here the sun was at 21 degrees of Cancer while Pluto was at 1 degree of Aquarius. Okay, so that was the gunshots heard at the Trump rally. That's how I named this chart, because I ran this chart right as soon as it happened and we didn't know what was going on. But you can see that this situation took place just as the sun was entering that 10-degree window of being in Pluto's orb. Okay, so these are like 10 degrees apart, and that's when that window kind of opened. And now I think we can all agree stuff politically has been like very insane right now. And I'm kind of feeling like a lot of this is, let's see, we're on July 26th. A lot of this is going to be the fact that the sun is transiting opposite Pluto. Pluto is the planet of death and rebirth. And that energy, when the sun is right across from that, is going to make everybody more aware of those Plutonian themes of transformation, transfers of power, and what has been more on anybody's mind right now. That's what we're all busy thinking about. You know, what's the deal with the transfer of power? What's the deal with power in general, you know, in the world at large? Who actually has the power? These are big questions that people are asking. And then on a personal level, I feel like we all should be asking, who has our personal power? Are we taking advantage of our own personal power? And that's why I'm doing this Taking Out the Trash challenge, because it is up to us to take out our own trash and to do the work that needs to be done so that we can run as clearly as possible. Earlier in the week, I compared this challenge to kind of clearing out the junk on your computer. When there's a whole bunch of programs running on your computer, it's going to run really slow and be really clunky. And when you close those tabs and when you X out of those programs or delete the files that are taking up so much space, all of a sudden, your computer can run really fast and really easily. And that is my real goal with this taking out the trash challenge. And that is what I hope that all of us will take away from this challenge. We're going to empty the trash by clearing out our minds. Go check out the introductory thing on that if you want to. But this is a perfect time with that sun across from Pluto for us to just really be mindful of who has my power. This is a challenge that I'm hoping will help all of us reclaim our power by taking out our own trash, getting out of our own way, helping us to become better friends with ourselves instead of enemies with ourselves. Okay, one thing that I wanted to do as part of this challenge was try a new experiment. Oh, and why is my Zoom doing this? Oh, God, it's not. It's okay. I'm going to, sorry, Zoom is not cooperating with me right now. That's okay. My Facebook group is my favorite place in the land, and I think it is so good. I wanted to take some of the posts on Facebook anonymously, anonymize the questions and just talk about them, because I think people ask really amazing questions, and on YouTube, people don't even know what's going on Facebook. So my goal is to keep everything anonymous, no identifying details. Of course, people are posting on Facebook, like, it's on Facebook, you know, but if you want to go and participate on Facebook, go join the Facebook group, Intuitive Healing with Ali Duzette. We got this great comment, this great post that is the reason why I decided for sure that I was going to do this challenge. So I wanted to read select portions of it and just kind of ad lib about it because I think it has some really good points in it. Okay, so our friend said, and she's anonymous in Facebook, so it's an anonymous post. I took a marriage class many years ago, and it said studies show that partners often believe that they do the majority of the housework and then they minimize the load that their spouse carries. I am finding that I subconsciously believe this in my marriage, even though it is objectively untrue. And then she explains that her husband does more stuff around the house than she does, but if she notices something needs to be done, then there's a part of her that just says, it's his job, he should do that. Or her little inner self will say, well, how come I have to do everything around here? She says, this surprises me and I don't know where it comes from. I imagine it's ancestral. I know my dad was this way when I was young. I also feel that I take on a lot of the mental load, like I do a lot of the meal planning and I tell my husband how to cook it. I have things I can do like scribbling, but I'm wondering if others have experienced this and what they've done, or if there's a session about this. I also wonder, bouncing on the book, Magnetic Femininity, what my role ought to be, because I'm trying to shift our polarity and my body has been under so much stress for decades. So if perhaps I'm just trying to rest and heal, maybe that's what I'm supposed to do. Any thoughts? Okay, that was the post. A really good question, because I think many of us feel the same way, where we're just tired. We're just tired. As I read that post originally, my first thought was the energy, okay? Pulling up that energy of the post, I just sat there and thought, okay, there is so much fatigue here. There is so much mental stress here. There's this big energy of feeling stuck and overwhelmed and almost panicked, but exhausted and feeling responsible, but at the same time, not responsible. Like, this has to get done, but is it really my job? And a lot of confusion and stuckness, okay? And in my comment on that post, I said, there's a challenge I'm thinking about doing, and I think it will really help. This is the challenge, to participate in this 30 days of taking out the trash challenge, where we're just going to write about these things until we have written about them so much that our brain is willing to dump it and let it go so that we can move on and just be functional in our lives. A lot of times when we have situations like this where, I mean, let's use this exact example, right? There's stuff to be done around the house and it needs to be done. And there's a part of you that's like, I could just do it, but how come I have to do everything around here? And I think that's a legitimate thing to feel, because if you are a human that shares a house with other humans, sometimes it does. Sometimes the division of labor is unfair, and sometimes it is fair, and we still feel like it's unfair for various reasons. And that can also be true. Everybody has their own perspectives and their own abilities. And, some people asked in the comments on this post if, the poster's husband might have an executive dysfunction or something. But if a person has executive dysfunction, which is where their brain actually has like a blockage in the brain against executing a task, completing a task, that's going to change how a household has to be run, and it's going to alter the balance of what is fair. And I say this as someone who, but even though there is that kind of imbalance at times, we get to, handle our own internal situation so that we can function. Like, we have to heal ourselves so that things can function. And that's what this is all about, is healing ourselves. When you heal yourself, it opens up the path for other people to take more responsibility for their healing. And even if they don't, you will find that as you heal, you don't need other people to heal as much as you thought you did. I kind of feel like when people obsess over other people's healing journeys and say, oh, well, that person's not as healed as me, that person needs to take more responsibility for their healing. When I hear that, I'm thinking, well, a really healed person understands that everybody is on their own healing journey. So anyway, all that is to say that I hope you take some minutes today to work on your journaling pages, go out and just dump it, just free write anything that comes into your mind, write it out, and let the chips fall where they may. If you have a privacy concern, you can throw those pages away. You don't have to share them with other people. The point is just to take out the trash from your brain and put it on a piece of paper where it can just be outside of your body. This is the time that we are going to work together to empty what is going on in our bodies so that we can move forward. As a reminder, my Healing from Anger class is on sale right now, and I'll put the link on that below. Okay, yeah, thank you guys for being here, and I will see you tomorrow for day 2. Be sure to do your journaling pages today. 3 pages. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.